Shalom friends, Shmuel Chantal, the running tour guide, together with Dr. Tuvia Book. What we're first going to do is take you on a scenic drive. This is road 667 in the direction of Ma'ale Gilboa. So check this out, enjoy it with us. Happy to have you with us again. Let's go. Alrighty then, hope you enjoyed that drive. Spectacular views. We've arrived at the iris parking lot. We're in search of a flower called the Gilboa iris. It's endemic to this region. Let's see if we can see it. We're starting our vlog here at this most beautiful flower that is endemic here to Mount Gilboa. So we've climbed up from the valley of Jenin, about a 500-meter gentle climb to the location where these beautiful irises grow. This is the Iris Haney, which was actually discovered by William Haney in 1873. And
fascinating.
Well, it is. It's the name. It's nice to know the source. But what's amazing about this flower is its size. Okay, I don't know if you can make out, but the actual flower is between 15 and 20 centimeters in size. Sometimes the stalks can be up to 40 centimeters. So
and by the way, folks, its non-scientific name is Iris Gilboa, which literally means the Gilboa iris, and it only grows here on top of Mount Gilboa, where we're sitting now, a place saturated in Jewish history and also natural beauty.
Endemic in the midst of a pandemic. Let's head on.
That's deep, man.
That is deep. The land is deep. Okay. Did we promise you a view? Here it is. The Harod Valley. We're 500 meters above sea level, and this will give you a good idea as to where we're headed. We're going to start the trail down in the direction of the valley, and then we climb back up. The middle of the valley is pointing down towards Ein Harod, Kibbutz Ein Harod. As the early kibbutz movement developed, 1909, the first kibbutz not far from here, Kibbutz Degania, the early agricultural pioneer settlements started to redeem this land.
See for yourselves, it's green, it's blue, it's fertile, it's lush, and it's incredible to think that an American tourist by the name of Samuel Longhorn Clements, otherwise known as Mark Twain, was in this very spot in the 1860s, and he wrote, of all the lands that are desolate scenery, Palestine must be the prince, where the eye rests upon no tint of beauty. It is a feeble desert, and there's no reason for describing it otherwise. And look what's happened since the Jews came back. We've reclaimed our land one tree at a time, one Hebrew word at a time, revived our language, and one pioneer farmer soldier at a time revived our Jewish self-worth. And you can see the miracle before our eyes over here. This is what Mark Twain described 150 years ago, and this is the way it looks today when our people came back to our land.
Israel is the prince and the king. King Saul.
We're on top of the Mount Gilboa hill, Har Gilboa, mentioned in Sefer Shmuel, the book of Samuel in the Bible. And this is the mountain where King Saul and his son Jonathan fell. And when David heard the news, he said in a beautiful, eloquent, poignant and moving, soul-stirring elegy known in Hebrew as a kinah, he started the second book of Samuel by saying, Eich naflu giborim va'avedu klei milchama, how the mighty have fallen and the weapons of war been cast away. And what he did is he also put a curse on this mountain. He wrote, Al mata va'al geshen tipol al harei ha'Gilboa. The Jew and rain should no longer fall on Mount Gilboa. And amazingly enough, 3 millennia later, we still see the results of that Davidic curse, that missing piece of vegetation on Mount Gilboa. On this beautiful site, 3,000 years ago, the first king of Israel fell on his own sword. And yet here we are, not talking about death and destruction, but about beauty and redemption.
That is just perfect. So much we can share, so little time. Let's go and run it. Let's go and experience it. Let's really relive that history in the footsteps of who we are today. Proudly returned. Har Gilboa, chazak, chazak, lenitchazek. Let's go. Yalla! Yalla! We are going to do Ein Hasamal.
Fit hikers only. Lucky we're both fit, you know what I mean?
It says fit hikers only. So let's go and see what this is all about. Got that on film.
You do?
Yeah. Watch those slippery slides. Okay, so this hike takes us from 500 meters above sea level
Show them the flowers.
down to minus 200 in the Ein Harod Valley. We won't be doing the whole way. We just want to get a feel of it and to get some of these views. Okay, en route down, it takes you through this beautiful little forested section. Nice and shady in case of a hot day. Today's perfect spring weather, 21 degrees and just green everywhere. And flowers. Very steep descent. I just want to get you beyond this forest so you can see the clearing towards the valley. Coming up soon. I'm gonna have to climb back up this. And here we are. Oh wow, as you break out the forest, look at this. Yes, sort of midway down, and you get to this 4x4 trail, and this is as far as I think I'm going to go in terms of the time we have. But now I'll run along the edge here, and you can just get an idea of what a beautiful destination it is for trail running. Combination of everything: singles, forested areas, flowers and views, and at the bottom, springs. So in the summer months you can take a nice dip at Ein Harod. Anise, licorice, perfect toothbrush, perfect toothpaste. Check it out, the link above, I explain about these. Look at this beauty. This is called a barberry nut. Looks similar to the iris family. Just a beauty. It's the small things in life. Intricate nature. The hills of Gilboa are blossoming, are opening up like a flower. Okay, on the uphill when you're out of breath, be sure to enjoy the flowers. Check that incline. Hence, for fit hikers only. Cannot run here, forced to walk. Okay, there we go, folks. That was a short little one, Upper Ein Samal, and I'm going to finish off here at the viewpoint Har Barkan. It's a nice, easy path, wheelchair accessible, run accessible, walk accessible, accessible to all. Wow, wow, we were. Wow. Look at that. Looking towards the heights of Dalton.
You'll see on the hill over here behind me those wind turbines. So all the electricity for the kibbutzim on top here, for kibbutz Male, Gilboa, kibbutz Merav, which are both religious kibbutzim, comes from wind energy. Alternative energy is also a world leader in it. And because it's so windy up here, we harness the wind for these alternative clean energy sources. It's an absolutely beautiful and special place.
We hope you enjoyed that little taste of Mount Gilboa, giving us a sense of what it was like during the times of Shaul HaMelech, and then much later in history, your 2021 5781 of the Jewish calendar. We promise to take you places that'll promise to bring you inspirational thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future.
Shabbat Shalom.
Happy weekend.